Well, I actually,
Funk, I have a question.
Yes.
I had my girlfriend at the time talked me into getting a yellow sea cucumber, like the meme bright yellow sea cucumber.
Yeah, the picture. Yes, they're great.
Yeah. I had one of those, and everything I read and everything I heard was like, when this animal dies, it will nuke your tank. It will nuke your tank. But mine died and nothing happened.
Yeah. So here's the thing. They say it about yellow sea cucumbers, cowfish, boxfish. They say it about pretty much all sea cucumbers. I worked, the fish store I worked at had a flow through tank. So they basically had these little cubes. The water flowed on one side, and it would drain out and go into a filter. I would have 3 or 4 cowfish in tandem. I would have one cowfish die next to the fish next to it. Remember, all the water from one cube goes to the next cube, and the fish were just fine. I've had those little yellow sea cucumbers. I've had big sea cucumbers die. Nothing happened. But holy shit, man, sea apples are no joke. Those things are the real deal. If one of those things die, they take everything with it.
so did I ever tell you, I once had a buddy whose tank crashed, and it was pH that was the problem. I know this doesn't usually happen.
How?
But
How the fuck?
Wait, before we go off on a completely different tangent, Funk, sea apples are holothurians, right?
I don't know the taxonomy off the top of my head.
The sea cucumber order or class rather.
Their taxonomy here actually. They're the same class. I mean, they are sea cucumber in all.
Okay.
On all levels, but physical.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yes. Just so you know, guys, I do identify as a sea apple from here on. My pronouns are glunk and glug. I am now a sea apple. Please do not miss sea apple gender me.
Miss sea
apple. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, Oscar. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
So I had a buddy, and he started a new tank, and I think he was keeping rams because he had taken a few from me. He did the full cycle, spent 30 days putting fish food in his tank, thinking that whatever.
There's his first problem.
So he sets up his tank, and then he was looking for some decorations, but like me, he likes a more natural looking tank. So he was getting rocks from outside, and he would clean them off thoroughly and then put them in and everything. And so he puts his new rocks in, he puts his fish in. He put in the fish at the rocks at the same time. And suddenly the next day all of his fish were dead, and he had done all of his testing and stuff. He was being a good boy and all that. And he said to me, I think the problem was the pH. And I'm like, well, it's not, but let's take a look at your problem. And then he showed me some readings, and his tank went from a 7.5 pH to like 6.1 the next day. I'm like, okay, whoa, hold up, what did you do? And so then I come over and I'm looking through his tank, and I take out those rocks and I put a bit of vinegar on them, and that shit starts fizzling real fucking hard. So this motherfucker had dumped limestone in his tank.
Limestone raised the pH. That wasn't the issue.
All right, sorry. What was I reversed it. I meant it went from 6.1 that he was keeping it low pH for the Rams to 7.5. I reversed
it. Sounds like you're making up stories, Oscar.
Yeah, unironically, there's probably a different issue. Because
can we cut this?
The thing is too.
No, Oscar.
It is a true story. It is a true story.
I know what you're saying, but what I think happened too is, limestone could have done that. I mean, it could have been enough shock to the grams because they're giant pussies. Like, it's happened. But usually, what happens is if you have a tank that just physically crashes because of the decomposing waste from the dead fish, usually your pH will drop to such low levels that bacteria ceases to function and dies, and then it creates this decomposing toxic waste dump in the aquarium. That's what happened when I did my thing, my barbecue biotope, which I guess I could tell that story.
We need that story.
Need that story. All right, so
biotope.
Yeah, this is actually.
So I had a little I had a little blackwater tank, and that summer I got my first smoker, so I was smoking wood all the time. So you smoke wood, you want to soak the wood overnight, just so it lets off more smoke. So I had this bucket of just super dark black water smoked. I think it was mesquite and applewood. I had this, bucket of just nice brown, delicious water. I was like, oh, this shit will look bomb in my black water tank. So, drunk funk to the water change with my smoked wood bucket. I mean, I put some dechlor in there. I was like, all right, I'll play it safe. And within 10 minutes, every single fish in the aquarium just like twitched and died. And I stuck a little, because I had little easy test strips, and that pH was like 4. And it basically hard crashed. It hard crashed the tank, and it dropped the pH so low that bacteria ceased to function properly, and the tank basically took like 2-3 weeks to hard cycle and get back to normal. But yeah, the Meatwater tank.
It was Meatwater, yeah.
No regrets. I would do it for science. And here's the funniest part is, so everything gets bunned up again. I introduce some fish, everything's fine. And because I'm a slow learner, I was like, all right, well, maybe I just did too much. So I smoked some pork belly the next, couple weeks later. I get drunk again because I can't not start drinking at 6 a.m. when you're smoking meats. It's part of the ritual. So I just put in a little bit. I take seriously, maybe a liter out and put a liter of smoked wood in there. And guess what happened? All the fish fucking started twitching and died within minutes. And the pH tanked again. The tank crashed fucking again. So I, fast forward about another month, everything gets fun back up. And I was like, you know what? I'm too stubborn. I want to try this one more time. So I did it with maybe a Dixie cup. I took like a solo cup of water out. And a solo cup was just the right amount to give it a nice little yellowy tint. And that's my story about the Meatwater.
So guys, as you can see, TCT is a very knowledgeable server. Meatwater.
The Meatwater.
I can't.
I should set up a Meatwater tank, dude. In my 10-gallon, the Dart Frog tank, I chucked like about 10 Indian almond leaves worth of leaf litter in there, and over the course of a few hours, the water section turned like dark yellow, like dehydrated piss color.
That's the color you want.
Oh no, I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
I was just surprised at how quickly it happened.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at the photo that Spiritual's gonna edit in right now, I threw a bunch of leaf litter in there that was just Indian almond leaves, but they weren't in the water really, but just runoff and flow through the entire substrate just turn the water piss yellow.
Andy,
and it's a lot more yellow than
your
the
take.
picture.
My favorite thing is how the frog said "fuck you" and went on the side.
The other frog in the picture is hidden in the photo, but it's in the back right corner.
You have this beautiful setup, and then he's like, "Nah,
nah, I'm not feeling it."
Maybe put a background on that.
He's getting a
Yeah, what I think I'm gonna do,
I hate backgrounds.
I'm gonna take
We've
a
discussed
bunch
this.
of cork. I'm gonna take a bunch of cork wood. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna put it all along the back so that my frogs can climb on it, and so that my plants, my
should make a
viney
moss
plants,
wall.
can grow up it.
Make a moss wall.
I would do a moss wall. I'm trying to grow a green star polyps wall on the back of my reef tank. I like moss walls.
Moss walls are
Ooh.
base.
Send a picture of the GSP.
Yeah, once it grows in nicer. I mean, I started with about 6 square inches, so I don't have all that much to start out with.
Okay.
But once it grows in, I'll send pictures.
I really thought those were comfy. The tanks were just carpets of green star polyp.
Oh, I love green star polyps. Great coral.
But I don't want to put it in the reef tank I'm setting up now just because I want to be able to try a bunch of different things.
It doesn't grow as fast as people say. It's not that bad.
'Cause,
It
my
does
own
grow
experience
quickly,
with it is just-
relatively speaking, but it's very, very manageable. And it's not like Xenia where it's impossible to cut and it goes everywhere. Green star polyps are super easy to cut. You literally just take your meaty man figures and peel apart. Peel a piece off.
Gotcha.
Just tear it, rip and tear.
Rip and tear. Don't budge.
That's the takeaway from today's podcast: is rip and tear.
Rip it and tearing, rip it and tearing.
Oh, guys, what, 3 podcasts in, we're out of topics.
Does anybody have fish
No.
questions? Just ask me literally any fish question.
Andy,
I'm a fish wizard. I don't know anything about saltwater, but
You know
like
something.
the large majority of
Oh, how do I
freshwater
get my
Oh,
fish.
fish?
I got a
to breed.
question. I got a question.
What?
What's everyone's favorite tasting fish?
I love salmon.
Yeah,
I
Salmon's
mean,
Or no,
good.
you know what? I
It's a
love
classic
tuna.
good one.
Tuna can be used in so many different things. You can fry tuna, you can sear tuna and keep it raw. You
If
can
you
eat it
fucking
completely
fry
raw.
tuna, you deserve to die.
No, shut up.
Yeah,
Listen
who
to
the
me,
fuck
Funk.
fries the tuna? No,
Listen.
wait, hold on.
No. There are two restaurants on the Oregon coast called the Bow Picker and Grizzly Tuna that serve fresh caught, deep fried tuna, and it is delicious. You know, is it
Can you
as
repeat the names of-
efficient?
Repeat those names so I can go find the building and burn it down.
Dude, listen. It's like saying, here's the deal, man. If you could taste the same thing and you could say, oh, for let's say chicken fried steak, would you ever in your right mind use a nice ribeye and make chicken fried steak out of it? Abso-fucking-lutely not. But if you did, it would be the best chicken fried steak you'd ever had in your life. Same thing with tuna.
Oh, because the only reason chicken fried steak even like exists is because chicken fried steak's made out of ground beef 9 times out of 10, right?
Oh, is it? I thought it was just
Yes.
shitty cuts.
Yes. No, it's not shitty cuts. It's ground beef deep fried, and that's why you can't grind up a tuna and expect it
Isn't
to
it
taste
chuck
like
that's pounded out thin? I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah, I think that's what it is too.
It's ground beef. If you go to IHOP or Denny's and get a chicken fried steak, it's ground beef.
Well, you're not from the South.
All right, fuck. What's your favorite fish to eat?
Without saying ahi tuna, because naturally that's the best fish ever. Ahi mahi, or I'm a big fan of opa.
All right, I was gonna say mahi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mahi
no,
or
tuna's
opa's
my
pretty
favorite.
good.
But the
Opa
best
doesn't
food I've
taste
ever
like
had
tuna.
was a seared tuna steak at a Spanish restaurant in Portland. The best food I've ever eaten. Seared tuna steak.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
completely
opa's
different
probably
than
the most
you guys. I like
underrated.
halibut and lingcod.
Oh, I love
Ooh,
halibut
lingcod.
too.
Lingcod's good.
Who-
Halibut's
who
great.
hurt- Yeah, who hurt you,
Halibut's great.
That's your best fish. Unpopular opinion here. My least favorite fish, and I'll eat it, but I don't like it, and I never buy it. I don't like salmon.
You don't like
Why
salmon?
not?
Wow.
That's a very unpopular opinion.
I used
It's
to
a
not
great
like
fish.
salmon when I was younger, but now I quite like it.
I mean, I'll eat it, but I think it's too fishy, personally, and it's so fickle to cook. I'm just not a big salmon fan. I like it. I mean, trust me. And smoked salmon in the Pacific Northwest is a hell of a lot different than the farm garbage they have down here in California.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't have wild caught salmon up there?
No,
Or
Where are you
down
gonna
there rather?
they do, but it's expensive as shit, and it's frozen because it comes from the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well,
also,
you know what?
remember, you can catch tuna and mahi mahi. Well, you can't catch mahi mahi for coast, but you can catch tuna off the coast and rock cod and all this other good shit. Shark, thresher shark. Have you guys ever had thresher shark? Oh, it's fucking.
I saw one
Never
jump
eaten
out of
shark.
the water, but I've never.
It's good.
Here's another question for you. What's the strangest fish you've eaten?
I'm just waiting for everyone to say it. I'm just waiting for everyone to say a guppy.
Honestly, those are pretty normal.
Yeah, guppy's pretty normal. We've all eaten guppy. I think everyone
I-
knows guppy.
I'd be more shocked if you haven't eaten a guppy. To be
I have
honest.
not eaten a guppy yet.
Well, I have
Okay,
We're
well,
a fish
yeah.
wizard and not eat a guppy.
I'm
We're
not a
all-
fish wizard.
We're all certified fish. Okay, that's right. You're not a certified fish
Yeah, I'm not a
wizard.
certified fish.
I'd say like unironically went and bought. I mean, lionfish, but even that's not that weird.
I ate a lionfish once.
Buy them at Costco.
You're not a fish wizard till you
Oh, I
suck it. You're not a fish wizard till you suck a dead mystery snail out of its shell.
No,
That's
you're not a fish
disgusting.
wizard until
Yeah, I
you
know.
beheaded an eel.
No, we're not talking about the eel.
You know what?
I mean, I wish I could say that I've eaten weird fish. You know, I've threatened to eat a bunch of my aquarium fish. Like, I've pointed at fish and I've said,
Yeah,
if
that's
you
true.
keep being this stupid, I'm gonna eat you. And I've said it, and I've genuinely thought I will eat this fish. It keeps being stupid. I haven't done it though, unfortunately. But I mean, with that being said, I mean, the weirdest thing I've eaten are just anguilla species, which are just regular ass eels, like sushi eels.
Oh, I love.
I've
I
eaten
eat a
anything that
spiny
weird.
dogfish. That's about as weird as I get.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Hey, Funk.
Sea urchin's good. I ate sea turtle once, but that's not a fish. But that's still kind of weird.
I ate dulse. I've eaten every seaweed on the Pacific Northwest. You know,
I ate raw
I'll
seaweed.
I've been seeing.
I'll take random
The ocean.
seaweed that I find in tide pools, and I'll just take a bite of it. Like dulse is eaten. You know, if you fry dulse, it tastes like bacon.
Okay,
I've only
and-
eaten it
Andy, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
you know,
Quality
I wanna
YouTube
eat-
content. Tide pooling and eating all the macros I found.
Dude, I'll do
I
it. Dude,
want to eat a Placo really bad.
I heard that they're gross.
No, they are. They're just filled with bones. And
I've heard from friends that have been throughout the Americas collecting that the best fish are like wapote types. Pitania splendida, the base snook cichlid. They said those are great. Black belts, Vihivia hamaculicata are great. Dovi are great.
I might eat a Dovi. Fuck Dovi.
So, hot take here: would you guys eat whale? Because every time I look at whale meat, it looks absolutely delicious.
Oh yeah, it looks great. I would
Yeah,
eat
you know
whale
what?
totally.
I
I need
always
to see
said
that
no
whale.
until I saw a photo of it. I was like, yeah, okay.
I
Yeah.
won't eat anything that's really endangered.
Well, I mean, that's what makes it good, right? I mean, when it being endangered, it obviously wasn't delicious, and people like shit out of it.
Funk is
What,
unfortunately spitting facts.
You know what I ate that was fucking delicious? Funk. I want
Was
you to
it
tell me.
bad?
No,
Bad pangolin?
no, I have not done that.
Pangolin?
I don't live where you live. I want you to tell me if this is normal. Is eating hogfish normal? Because I absolutely love hogfish.
Hogfish? Like the wrasse?
Yeah.
Well, hogfish don't exist where I do. We have sheep's head, but I'm pretty sure they're protected.
Right. So
I'm sure
I ate hogfish in the Caribbean.
I'd eat a hogfish, especially or like a parrotfish. I'd eat a parrotfish.
You know what I
just
really
wasn't
want
sure
to
if
eat?
it was normal
I
or not.
really want to eat monkey face prickleback because it's
Your favorite fish.
it's
Why
my
would you-
favorite fish. Yeah,
Why would you eat
and
your
they
favorite
get they get big. They get like 2 feet, 30
When do you
feet,
have
30
one?
inches
You can
rather.
eat it.
Dude, I will. Once they grow it out, I'll eat it.
Andy, you're on some
You know
like
what?
mantis man levels. Keeps mantis shrimp, eats mantis shrimp. Andy's like the equivalent.
No,
I
dude,
mean,
I've
I
heard
would
they're
just,
great.
I would just bypass the prickleback part and just eat a monkey.
No, then I would get the Corona.
The Corona.
The Corona.
You don't want
The-
that. You don't want the Corona.
Yeah.
The funky Rona.
Yeah. How's everyone doing with Corona?
I mean, I haven't worked in over a month.
Yeah.
All my classes are online.
Yeah. Online classes are a
Um,
vibe.
I haven't left my
Corona.
house.
Yeah, my life hasn't changed too much. I still have to work. I'm for the viewers. I work in alcohol distribution, and that is considered a highly essential business. So
It
you
is
know,
for
we
me.
we kind of yeah, we kind of modified our structure. So I just work shorter days. You know, I still have certain things I have to do. You know, still have reports and quotas and all that. In fact, I'm actually making a ton of money because of how much volume we're selling. I cover a lot of military, and those guys have nothing to do because they're all in lockdown but drink. I mean, fish-wise, a couple fish stores have closed. A couple are open. I go hang out there still. I mean, I'm just staying at home, you know, a little more often than usual.
Yeah.
My wife is kind of a hypochondriac germaphobe. I know she's not gonna listen to this, so I can say that. So she's kind of freaking out, and you know, she's like makes me like hose myself off before I come home. But all in all, my day to day has not really been impacted by COVID at all. And I mean, maybe I should take it a little more seriously because people are dropping like flies. But yeah, I'm just over here straight chilling.
What episodes of Tank were you in?
The Valley View Casino one, and you can barely make me out. I think they pretty much cut all the footage of me out. So the Valley View build is about 30, 45 minutes from where I worked. So the most involved I was with all the fish that were in the episode. I had to pick up, unbag them, hold them for, and these weren't little fish, mind you. These were fish the size of fucking footballs. Bag them, hold them for about 2 days, rebag them, and put them in the box so Brett and Wade could unbag them for the TV show. So every single fish you see in that episode, basically I bagged and unbagged. And then it was part of on site just bringing the tank in. And then we had the opportunity to service the tank, which thank God we didn't. So there's a guy named Lance, I think Lance Esperito, California Custom Aquariums, great guy. If you want a tank service in Southern California, California Custom Aquariums. Man, I'm dumping the plugs. Like I'm just like giving all kinds of free advertisement this episode,
Yeah,
this
fucking
podcast. Yeah, right. So $2 was just deposited my account from CCA. Anyway, Lance got the building. He had to gut the filtration. He still services it to this day. But the problem, tank, was it's a casino, so they want the lights on 24/7. So the aquarium just got haggard with algae. But it actually looks pretty cool right now. Yeah, it's still running to this day. I mean, I don't know. It's the whole casino shut down because of COVID.
How do fish do when the lights are on 24/7?
Not well, Andy.
Yeah.
Not well.
That wasn't me.
That was not Andy, but
Was that? Oh, sorry. Not well, Brendan.
I
Not
think
well.
Andy would know the answer to that question. Because my uncle has never turned off his fish tank lights, and he's had that tank for like 12 years. So.
Jesus.
That's based.
I get people coming into the fish store. They're like, "Yeah, I have an algae issue," and then my first response to anybody that says they has an algae issue is, "Yeah, you know the biggest thing to get rid of algae is just manage your light." A lot of people when they start out will turn on the light in the morning when they wake up and turn off the light when they go to bed, and that's a surefire way to get algae. And every once in a while, I'll get somebody who says, "Yeah, I just leave the light on 24/7."
Okay.
Oh.
I want to just chime into this for 1 second and say for about the first week of fish keeping, I left the light on and then I was like, wait a minute, nighttime exists, and then I realized how freaking stupid I was.
Oh no, you don't understand. If you work in a fish store, because I worked in one, Andy's worked in one, I know Oscar's worked in one for a little bit. You really need to step back with the questions. Like people will come in and be like, "Man, my tank is so dirty. What's going on?" You don't ask them what their water parameters are. You don't ask them how often they're doing water changes. You have to be like, does the aquarium have a filter on it?
The average fish keeper is so stupid. I never realized that until I worked at a fish store.
So, and you'll find people that have like 5 goldfish in a fish bowl, and they'll be like, "Man, why do the fish keep dying?" You really have to step back with the questions, and really like saltwater too. People will come, and saltwater is a little more technical. You know, you're at least a little more savvy, but people will come in all the time and be like, "Man, why is my tank so dirty?" And I'll be like, "Do you use tap water?" "Oh yeah, yeah." Or "Why do my fish keep dying?" "Well, tell me about your tank." "Well, I top it off." I'm like, "Well, do you top it off?" They'll bring in their water for a water test, and their salinity will be toxically high. I'll be like, "One
Top it off with
because they top it off with salt water." And you don't understand. Like you really have to step back here and assume people know nothing when you work in a fish store, and you see it too. The people there think they're like just these like super big brain like experts. They just go straight to, "Well, what's your iron levels at?
Oh
Where do you keep your strontium at? Oh man, do you use titration kits or electronic calorimeters?" No, ask the motherfucker if he has a filter on it.
Do you have water? Do you have water in the tank? Oh.
I think a lot of people don't realize
Chlorinator, do you have a filter? Yes. Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realize how important having a day-night cycle is for pretty much all animals. It's
That's important. And
like-
these people, remember, a lot of these people are parents too.
but a lot of
They raise
animals having that day-night cycle radically affects their hormones.
Yeah.
You'd have to look up some research on this with a lot of fish, but you find it with a lot of reptile and mammal species, where sometimes even reproduction is completely tied to day-night cycles. But
Oscar, I'm sorry, I gotta cut you off there. You don't need to look up a scientific article. Would you be okay? What happened if you lived in a land of perpetual light? There's no day-night cycle. What would happen if you lived in a land of perpetual darkness? If you lived in Alaska or in Antarctica, you get fucked up in the head.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah, it ain't
apply
good for
that
anything.
very common, basic logic that a 2-year-old would understand to any animal, and you would be right.
Yeah.
Just like,
It's true.
"Oh man, maybe I should have a filter on my aquarium to filter the water." You think this would be simple, and these people make money and have successful jobs and raise children, and this shit doesn't click.
I
I just wish people would get the extent of how fucking
Yeah.
bad this is for animals. Am I not supposed to say fuck?
No, fuck's fine.
You can say,
Okay.
"Fuck."
Fuck's fine.
Fuck shit,
Andy,
man.
I just like to throw in something kind of
season
funny.
on fucks.
Something kind of funny here is you're talking about turning off fish tank lights, like when you go to bed and turning them on when you get up. I do that, but the thing is, I guess my sleeping time is so consistent because I've literally never had an algae problem. So-
Yeah, because you have a tank that's heavily planted.
Yeah.
You inject CO2 in a very weird way. You have these things that prevent algae. Also, you're not an idiot. The majority of fish
Wait.
keepers are idiots.
Yeah. Wait, you don't have timers for your lights?
No, I don't. I have a timer for my Blackwater, but my other, like my bowl.
So if I were to go to your house right now, you probably have water spots in your aquarium. wouldn't you?
No, I don't have water spots.
because I'm just saying, if you have water spots and you have to turn your lights on and off, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't have water spots, but I liked. No, because here's I'll end up staying like up later on weekends and stuff, and then I'm like, okay, my fish tank lights are off. Like, now I'm sad.
Every single aquarium I have has timers, like for everything. Like I don't know how you guys live like this.
I don't know. It's because my tanks are like wherever I don't know. I guess it's because like okay, like what 2 of my tanks are in the room I'm in right now, so I turn those off, and then I go in my bedroom. There's the tank and the bowl, and I turn those off. I don't know. It's just part of my routine, I guess.
I rock a timer. I have my lizard and my fish hooked up to the same day-night schedule, so that I have it. You know how fucking stupid I am about all this shit. I change it with the different seasons to try and get them a seasonal amount of light.
Oh, that's
No, that's
based.
completely fine.
That's
You know,
based.
like I'm getting into stuff like dart frogs. A lot of dart frogs need that seasonal shift. Good for you, man. Nothing wrong with that.
Thanks,
Yeah.
homie.
No,
Yeah,
I agree.
I have
Because I'm a dumbass.
No, man. Like
a
I
lot
said,
of those herp timers they use for a lot of aquariums. They have little ticks that you can have, so you can choose exactly how many hours a day it's on or off. And man, I change it to exactly when I start finding that light's coming in my area. I'm gonna adjust them to be on the same track. Keep your fish seasonal.
Yeah,
Here's
man.
what. How often do you guys run your lights? Because I think my answer is a lot different than your guys' answers.
oh, it depends completely on the tank. You know, I have some tanks that run the light for 5 hours a day, and some that run the light for 12 hours a day. Just depends on
It
the tank.
depends on the
All
season.
my tanks have lights on for 6 hours a day, including my reef tank. Just algae, yeah.
Just depends on the tank.
Yeah.
And spiritual, if you don't have algae and your plants are growing, do whatever you're doing and don't stop
my
it.
fucking red roots. Man. My red roots look so nice. Like
You know, just keep doing what you're doing.
yeah,
For me,
I'm
my
not
lights-
changing it.
my lights are on between 6 and 8 hours, depending on the season.
Yeah, that's the majority of my tanks too, but they're all different.
There's
Alright.
no point in having it on for like 16 hours because you're awake for 16 hours and having this tank of fucking
One
algae
tank,
going
the
to-
light never goes off. My green water snail tank, the light never goes off.
The sun
Freedom
never sets
Pope
on the snail
It's
empire.
always lit.
But what I wanted to talk about, I don't even know how many minutes ago, is we addressed this in the one of the previous recordings. That is utter hell, so I'm not going to even bother extracting that. But we were talking about COVID, and then we started talking about TV shows for some reason. But has that affected your aquariums in any ways? Like,
COVID?
yeah.
It's a little more inconvenient to get DI water because I have a unit, but I don't have it hooked up. And I feel like the minute I have to work to get my deionized water is the day I break down my salt water tank and never set up another one.
I just use
I
tap
just something
because
like
I'm super lucky. I am extremely lucky in the sense that my local tap water, which I'm not in Portland water, I'm outside Portland. So if you look up Portland water and see like, oh, Portland water's at like 7, 8 out the tap. Yeah, I'm not in Portland water, dickhead. My water is great for salt.
Southern
The
California
only
has
thing that
Southern California has 600 ppm in the TDS. It's like
amazing. My water is super soft, super neutral, perfect for salt. Would it be better if I had RODI? Absolutely, because what I do have is very detectable phosphates in my water. So if I do a bunch of water changes, you know what I'm gonna start getting? Guess what I'll start getting?
algae, Andy. You'll get algae.
Yeah, algae, cyanobacteria.
Why did you say it like that?
But other than phosphates, my water is great for salt. I have an RO system. It's been in my garage for like 2 years, not set up.
If you use tap water consistently on a saltwater tank in Southern California, it's a fucking death sentence.
See, okay, here's my thing: is that I wanted to get some new plants, but I didn't feel like going to the fish store, so I went to the river and found some anacris. So yeah, it really hasn't affected me.
Well, it has actually affected me quite a bit because my fish are used to eating live, and I can't get live foods as much.
Yeah.
But good thing that they all eat frozen. And look, I didn't hoard toilet paper, but I totally fucking hoarded. I totally hoarded frozen fish food.
Yeah, that's that's respectable. That's more important.
Yeah, so
Fish food
I
hasn't
have,
been hard to get. But it sucks because no one's importing fish for marine, only quality marine fish, and they're asking a fortune for.
well, my local store has actually not been getting shipments of frozen food. They're almost completely out. So I
Yeah, I
stocked
mean,
up, like I have like 3 more months of this shit.
Yeah.
So I
people
fucking
can't
gave
get
for-
fish.
Yeah.
There's no more air cargo. So the
Mhm.
only fish being shipped are stuff being bred in the US, which is small breeders and Florida farms. And Florida farms are terrible. They're riddled with inbreeding. They're riddled with
Kind of
fish
like the people
TB.
there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the people in Florida. They're riddled with fish TB. Unironically,
Oh
every
God.
single fish that comes out of Florida has fish TB. Period. They
So-
all do.
Andy, kind of a question I've wondered for a long time. Would you say that with fish TB in Florida, it's the humans giving it to the fish?
No, it's the fish giving it to the fish.
No,
I
no,
don't think
but I
it's
mean,
people.
no, that's what it would be in any other state. But I'm taking Florida specifically.
Yeah, yeah, it's because it's Florida
Smoking wet.
people.
Yeah, smoking meth and fucking fish.
That's the life.
Who else but Florida, am I right?
Well, the thing that what I'm gonna do pretty soon is I don't know how this is for you guys, but my garden stores for some reason are essential. I don't fucking know. I guess because plants make people happy. But one thing I found is that whenever you buy floaters from garden stores, they're not quarantined or any of that shit. So you will find a shit ton of like live like Daphne and shit in them. So,
Oh yeah, no, that's
yeah.
super cool though.
Yeah,
Like
so-
my local garden store also has that all that
yeah.
stuff.
So that's what I'm gonna be doing.
Like I get a
pretty
bunch
soon.
of scuds, a bunch of Daphne.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's what I'm gonna be doing pretty
I
soon.
need to do that.
Yeah, because I'm just gonna go. But I can't remember what I got last time. I got some like tiny ass duckweed. I think I'm gonna get some more like I'm gonna get some more water, or maybe I'll get some hyacinth. Or something. I don't know. I'm gonna get something, and then I'm gonna put all the microfauna in the 2.5, and the Dario can eat it. I mean, there's still definitely some in there because I've fed him I think twice, and he hasn't eaten it. So and he's still alive. So
The only time I see my Cynodontis angelicus eat is when I hand feed him.
Mm.
Because he just hides in his cave all day, so I dunk him some frozen bloodworms. I just put it in his little cave. Sometimes I'll keep it on my hand and he'll nibble at them.
cute.
But other than
Wait,
that,
hang on. How do you say it? You say Cynodontis?
yeah.
Oh, I say
Cynodontis?
Cynodontis.
Didn't we discuss this in the last one, or
No, we discussed something. I think it was
Andy, how do you pronounce it?
Tanganika.
Synodontis.
Cynodontis?
Tanganika, Synodontis.
It was bikers we were talking about.
no? I don't think it was bike, or was it? I don't remember.
We've had a conversation about
Bitchers.
bikers, but I don't think it was on podcast.
Bitchers.
Because I was there.
They're called
Yeah,
bitchers.
that was not because
No, biker
I've
gangs,
always
yeah.
said Bisher, and these guys say biker.
I've always
and-
said bitcher, but that's just because I'm a shit poster.
Yeah, let me say something for the recording.
Okay.
The way I personally pronounce it is biker. My reasoning that makes sense is because the CH in Latin is pronounced like a K. However, the argument which also makes sense for saying Bisher or Bashir is that the Arabic word comes from, or rather the French word comes from Arabic. It comes from the word Abu Shir. So the local word for these fish is Abu Shir. So biker, B-I-C-H-I-R, is a French word that comes from this Abu Shir native word. So that's the argument for Bashir or Bisher. I say biker.
But Andy, I'm gonna bring you something that I've always used to choose how I say it. That's pretty important. That when you say it, Bisher sounds so much nicer than biker.
Yeah, that's
Biker.
I don't know.
Biker, when
I
I think of
disagree.
biker, I think about some fat man in Florida sitting on a Harley. When I think of Bisher, Bisher sounds like some fucking fancy ass shop in France, happy ending massages. Like,
I think bitcher's still the best, but you know.
No, bitcher's just wrong.
No, fuck
Yeah,
you,
no.
bitcher. Hey, what's that
Yeah,
new
no.
tank? Oh, it's a bitcher.
bitcher just means you're stupid, but
And did I tell you when I first started fish keeping, Sarah sent me a photo of her tank, and there was a coolie loach, and I thought it was a bitcher.
Amazing.
I'm like, is that a bitcher? She's like, are you stupid? I'm like, yeah.
I actually I had something similar. My girlfriend was looking at her mom's tank, and she knows how much I like Bisher, but she doesn't know fish as well.
Mhm.
And she sent me a picture of something. And she's like, "Oh my god, I think my mom has a Bisher." She sent me this picture, and I'm like, "Babe, that's a weather loach, but
At least it wasn't a
I love
cor-
Dutch.
At least it wasn't like a Cory.
yeah."
Oscar, look at the link I sent if you want to see an abomination.
Oh, let's put this on screen. No, no, no.
Oh no, 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 no! Why would you hybridize those?
What is it? What is that?
That
Synodontis,
is,
Shootadeni, Decorus hybrids. Synodontis, Shootadeni, great fish, gorgeous. Only problem is that they don't eat in captivity. However, Synodontis decorus, another fish, super rare, just like Shootadeni. Decorus, super rare, super pretty. They do eat in captivity, unlike Shootadeni. Gorgeous fish. Why hybridism makes these shit fish?
You know what? What do you think of the Angelicus Eupterus hybrids?
Terrible! Angelicus,
I agree.
great fish. A little bit territorial for a Shootadeni, but they're gorgeous. They get big. They live forever. Same with Eupterus. Is it the best shooter Synodontis? No. Is it
even
arguably one of
close.
the worst Synodontis? Yeah. But they're still really cool. Why hybridize these gorgeous fish to make like some abomination?
What do you guys, Andy? What do you think about glow bettas though?
I think
Baby.
Lobez are hilarious.
The
Unironically-
correct opinion.
Here's my genuine opinion on Globetas. I think that GloFish is already an awful sect of the hobby that causes people to abuse fish because I want colorful fish without knowing how to properly take care of them. I think that bettas are also a fish that people do the same thing with. I think that glow bettas, mixing the two, is just going to cause a lot more fish to get abused. But glowfish, in my opinion, although I personally dislike them, I don't think that they're that bad. You know, they're not line bred for color because they're just CRISPR injected with jellyfish DNA. They're not hybrids. Like I said, there's CRISPR injected. Do I like them? No. Are they arguably less bad than stuff like line bred fish and hybrid fish? I would argue yes. But they're still bad, don't get me wrong. They're just not as bad as other bad fish.
I also don't like glowfish, but I've said this time and time again. If they released a glow Cory, I would 100% get a shoal of red glow Corys.
If they had glow mollies, I would put glow mollies in my tank without thinking twice. I think having stupid mollies in reef tanks is hilarious.
Glow
You know, I
mollies in
had-
the reef.
That'd be awesome. I had a bunch of balloon mollies in my reef tank for the longest time until I stopped feeding my tank, and about a month later, my clowns killed all the mollies. But you know, it turns out after a month of only eating isopods and copepods, clownfish get mean.
Copepod.
But I think that mollies and reef tanks is hilarious.
Guys, I think I might need to hop off soon. I gotta wake up and
That's
cracked
okay.
on. I think.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get off soon too.
Yeah.
We've talked about
We
some
should-
enjoyable topics.
We've got some. We've got
Got some
podcast
good stuff in
material.
Do I include the TV show rant?
Yes.
Okay.
Include. You know what? Go through all of it and see which parts you think are funny, interesting, or worth keeping, and which parts are just
Yeah, I mean that's
us
what
being
that's
really
what
tired and say stupid things.
I think what I might put the TV show thing at the end or something. Like I'll edit it like that, so it can be like, hey, if you don't give a shit, the fish stuff's over. But if you want to hear Funk talk about why the leftovers is amazing, then stick around.
Yeah, because I think
Oh, I need white tape.
we have what did we record like what 2 hours?
It's been about. Let's check. It's been about 2 hours. Plus the
I think this could
waiting room.
be. I think this could have been edited down to a very good hour and a half long
Yeah.
podcast or something.
Just you wait. It's gonna be like 20 minutes. No, it won't be. I'll make it long.
As long as you leave my my fish club rant in.
Oh yeah, no, that's good.
That's important. That's good. That's good content for sure.
Everything to do with the
Alright, guys.
Florida fish farms was good content.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
Dude, Florida fish farms are unironically terrible.
Wait,
My
wait,
local fish
okay,
store
wait, Andy, wait.
refuses to buy from Florida.
Anyway, actually, this was a problem with the last one. Is there wasn't really an outro. So can you just like say an outro now, and then that's how I'll end it.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for listening. This has been episode 3, actually 4 of the
4, I think. Yeah.
It's
the
4.
Community Tank podcast. Great show. Talk about fish. Unironically, the most
How
knowledgeable
do you
fish
know it's a great show?
podcast. It's the most knowledgeable fish podcast on the internet.
How many other
Yeah,
podcasts?
that's not
are
even an
there?
exaggeration. Probably a lot.
Next time we will have Joey, King of DIY, fight Diana Wellstead.
So tune in next time where we'll have our guests, Mantis Man and Joey, the King of DIY, here to answer all your questions.
But thanks for listening. And everybody, have a great time. This COVID-19 is kind of scary, but I hope that you all can have a great time with your families. Stay safe. Thanks for listening.
And if you keep any sort of smash fish, I hope Corona kills you.
No,
Yes.
brap fish.